guys, today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to do the single crochet stitch. To get started, I have some yarn and a crochet hook, and that's all you'll need too. First, I'm going to make a foundation chain to work into, and if you don't know how to do that, a link will be in the description below or in the iCard above. This stitch can also be worked in the round, and if you don't know how to start doing that, and you'd like to, there's a link in the description or in this iCard here. My foundation chain will be for 20 stitches, not for any particular reason, just because I think that's a nice representative sample of the stitch. I'm going to actually chain 21 because you need one additional chain, often called a turning chain, at the beginning of each row or discontinuous round of work to prevent your first stitch from getting pulled down from the row below and looking squished. Instead, this initial chain takes that stress for you so that your first stitch can really shine. Now that the foundation is done, we'll start on the single crochet stitch. You're going to put your hook into the second chain from the hook, skipping the first to act as that turning chain. Then, yarn over the hook and pull it through the chain. Then, yarn over again and pull it through the 2 loops currently on the hook. When you've done this, you've completed the first single crochet stitch. I'll do it again so you can see it one more time. Now I'll do a whole row, sped up a bit, so you can see what an entire row of this stitch looks like. Okay, that's done, and you can see that it curls back on itself. This is used to great effect on some amigurumi, a style of stuffed animal, to create tails or tentacles that look really complicated to shape, but actually use this property of the fabric. However, if you're hoping to create a flat piece, say for a blanket or a shirt, don't worry, this curling will straighten out with a few more rows to weigh it down. I'm going to make 2 stitches on the next row to show you how that works. First, create the single turning chain, then turn the work to go the other way. Crochet is always going from right to left, with the exception of a few specialty stitches, so turning the work allows you to complete another row. Then crochet in the very first stitch of the row. Single crochet is unique in that it's the only stitch you create in the first stitch of the row. Every other taller stitch uses the turning chain as the first stitch, so you skip the first stitch and work in the second. However, the turning chain for single crochet is too small for this, so you'll work right into this first stitch. This also means that at the end of the row, we won't do anything with the extra chain from the foundation chain. We're just going to leave it right where it is. So moving on to the actual stitch now, we're going to put our hook through both of the 2 loops on the top of the stitch below. Then yarn over the hook and pull it through. Then yarn over and pull it through both loops on the hook. It's really the same as the foundation chain, but instead of picking up part of the chain, we're picking up the top loops of the stitch. I'll do it one more time, then the rest of the row so you can see the full effect. we've got 2 rows done, I'm going to show you some special effects you can do with single crochet. You can do either of these techniques with any crochet, but single crochet, and to a lesser degree half double crochet, are unique because there are some people, and likely some traditions, where this stitch is always worked with a special effect, as the standard way of doing it. So I'm going to show it here in case you get a pattern that has that assumption and you're not sure why your single crochet, or the single crochet I've shown above, doesn't match what you've seen in your pattern. The first and most common variant is to crochet through the front loops only. So you'd place your hook not through both these loops, but just through this one here. Then make the single crochet the same way as described. I'll do it again to help you see exactly where the hook goes. Just here, in this loop. Then you make the stitch normally. I'll do about 8 more of these, then show you how it looks. There, you can see that on the side facing you, it doesn't look too different, but here on the back, it creates this line that can look very pretty when used all over on a piece, or in select rows for a specific effect. For the last half of this swatch, we'll be working through only the back loop. Similar to the previous method, we won't be going through both the loops on top of the stitch, but instead through just this back one here, then completing the stitch as usual. One more time to get the hook placement. You can see already that for this one, the effect is on the row facing you. Let me go ahead and finish the row so you can get a better idea of how it looks on a bigger piece. See that it's really very similar to working in the front loop only, in that it creates a line on the work. However, unlike the front loop variant, which lies flat, this is more textural, creating more of a ribbed texture. This can be used very easily to create visual interest in a large flat piece that might otherwise look somewhat plain and uninteresting. How will you use your single crochet? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.